Excuse me, guys. Hi, everyone. We're live. This is Sean. I don't know what it is. Every time I want to record in a car, any car I'm in, I end up coughing up a storm. So let me try as best as possible. I am on my way right now. This is crazy. So it's Halloween, and I'm on my way to the Basic Police Academy. This is level 2. And guess what we're teaching today? I'll be teaching crimes against persons and death investigations. I just think it's pretty ironic, maybe coincidental, that today is Halloween and and we're going to be discussing death investigations. By the way, I don't know why the Academy would be having class on Halloween, knowing that a significant amount of students have kids and they want to spend Halloween with them. Well, anyhow, this is probably their first taste of seeing what it's like to be occupied on a holiday. Well, if you consider Halloween a holiday. Hey, for those of you who are in the private security sector, just be aware of your surroundings. Right now, at the time of recording, it's 5:36 p.m. So on the East Coast, it's already 8:36 p.m. Halloween is probably finishing up. If you work at a guard post, maybe a patrol, just look for the anomaly. Just look for something that is much different. Try to keep your distance from people. You keep distance from people, you're going to be better off. You have tons of trick-or-treaters. I mean, there's some pretty messed up areas in the United States where a trick-or-treater will actually, a robber, somebody's hell-bent on hurting people, will disguise themselves as a trick-or-treater and use that disguise to get closer to you. So just keep your distance from people. If you work actually inside of a store, try to be in that hard corner, that area where people normally can't see you. But once again, create that distance. Maybe there's a desk or somewhere that you can place between where a bunch of people would be and you. I think that's the safest route to go. Hey, David from the Security Guard Command. Oh, you got to work on Halloween too. David from the Security Guard Command knows that these holidays are interesting events for the hospitals. And he knows 4th of July is the holiday where people show up to the ER with blown off hands. You would only know if you work in an ER. And then New Year's Eve. That is the place to work security on. That is the place to work security is New Year's Eve on that date and time. And then Valentine's Day can get pretty interesting as well. Anyhow, I don't want to go off on a super tangent. Hey, I need to make some clarifications because I posted a video about a couple hours ago about the California Post Firearms course. You guys who are in California want to take it because if you take that class, that will count as a law enforcement agency that signs off on your certificate, and you'll be able to advertise at your training facility that you took a California Post course. You are California Post certified to qualify law enforcement officers if any law enforcement officers showed up to your training event. Quite honestly, unless you got something really, really special to show, if your experience does not include law enforcement, you're going to have a really hard time getting law enforcement clientele on there. On another note, you never know. I'm telling you, Manzano Tactical, follow him. He gets law enforcement on a regular basis in his classes, and he doesn't have law enforcement experience. He went to the academy, but he doesn't have one day on the beat. I think I want to train with him pretty soon because I took a class with him, and he's a very humble guy, and I didn't know he has this awesome training organization that he provides. So if you're fortunate like Manzano Tactical, then yes, you can definitely have a successful company. But keep in mind that Manzano Tactical, Kyle from Manzano Tactical, he takes a lot of classes. I mean, every month he's somewhere. And he leaves the state of California to attend all these classes. He's not he's not naturally gifted like this. He put in a lot of work. So I want to make some clarifications on this class. I know like there's like 5 people that have reached out to me already. They're willing to pay that higher price, and you're talking about minimum of $1,000. What a lot of people don't realize is I'm not in charge of my department. There is relevance to what I say. I have a lot of, I want to say, a lot of influence on a lot of outcomes, but I'm not the ultimate decision maker. So I have to ask the boss, who has to also ask that person's boss if this is something that we can do. But if it's a yes, most likely that class is going to be in November of 2024. I know a lot of you guys are bummed out because you want to take it now. You want to be a firearms instructor in California to train private security. You want to do it now, but that's a reality situation. I live and work in Imperial County, California. The only months to really train out here without dying in the heat is November, December, January, and maybe February. That's it. All the other months, it's a no-go. It's way too hot out here. It's way too hot to be training people. Your average student will not last out here, especially if they're not from here. They won't last a day training. I have a difficulty time accumulating to the heat, and I've been in this area for like 20 years already. So I look forward to seeing everybody, but keep in mind, this is not something that's set in stone. I need to sell it to our boss, who has to sell it to his boss. And the selling point is, hey, you know what? The department can make an easy $10,000 if we do this, and that funding will go to train sworn police officers in different categories. So we do allow, we'll allow some freedom in exchange for compensation. I personally, the only way that I benefit from this is maybe 1 or 2 days of overtime. I'll probably be taken off of patrol. Most departments, especially mine, being a firearms instructor, that's not a full-time job. It's a collateral duty. So I'll probably have to take myself off patrol and teach it. And then the student count, it's gonna be restricted because I can't handle 25 students on my own. And I don't know if our staff has the qualification. I have the qualifications, but I don't know if our personnel has the qualifications to do an instructor level course. Maybe I'll have one of our guys be the coach. I mean, you can have 2 coaches as long as they're following the lead of the instructor, and I'll be the instructor on record. We could probably do something like that. But I think you guys are going to find it worthwhile to attend if you're able to. I mean, this is an exclusive class. These classes are normally restricted to only law enforcement. Some people are talking about traveling out of state. If you want to travel out of state, as long as you're credentialed security in your state, I don't see any problem with that. So I think it's a good way of meeting people. It's mutually beneficial. You get to be a California Post instructor in exchange for however much they're going to charge you for this class. Okay? So again, just something to consider, but this is not something set in stone. Just send me an email to ssundahl, it's SSUNDAHL @yahoo.com. Just let me know that you're interested, put you on the wish list. This will be about a week-long course. A week-long course, 40 hours at the most, and most likely it'll be probably November 2024, December, January, or February 2025. There is an NRA law enforcement course that's available coming up. It's probably full by now, and that class will be next year, and that class will be Culver City. Otherwise, it's really hard to get into these classes, guys, that are post-certified. Okay. Let me just go through the comments real quick. Make sure I didn't forget anybody. So, hey, Doug is here, and yeah, David's here. So, welcome, guys. Have a safe Halloween out there, and looking forward to communicating soon. Take care, guys.